Now at 6 a.m. on WKYT, the latest on a crash that injured several firefighters in central Kentucky.
A strange sight has a lot of folks talking why Fish and Wildlife actually say that they had to kill this animal.
Also, we are tracking a health alert after a certain type of sickness is on the rise in Lexington.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Top of the morning to you and welcome. It's good to have you along on WKYT as we get Wednesday off and rolling. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It's been really nice to enjoy a little bit milder temperatures, but a little bit of a change is on the way, we're hearing.
That's right. It's been quiet in weather, but yeah, let's check in with Micah this morning. They're in our First Alert Weather Center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. We got some flurries flying around, even some flakes over toward eastern Kentucky. And as we work our way through the morning hours, I think those slowly fade. Nonetheless, they are out there this morning. So don't be surprised to actually see that as you are traveling there on the roadways. Now, speaking of roadways, don't expect much out of it. Won't stick. It's not going to be a big issue. But nonetheless, across 460 and also Mountain Parkway right there near that Morgan County line, that's where we're seeing a lot of that covering Morgan County at the moment. Slowly but surely sliding down toward the southeast. And still some flurries, patchy flurries, back toward the north and the west. Temperatures are in the 30s outside, and look, this is not going to change much. Head toward the afternoon, cloudy skies, chilly forecast at 36 degrees. Multiple chances at snow. That's what we're going to be focusing in on as we work our way through the weekend. And I'll show you when that falls and also how much you're expecting coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then. Here's the latest from WKYT. This morning, we're tracking the investigation into a crash that injured several firefighters.
The crash happened last night in Anderson County. The first responders were responding to a call when their fire truck ran off the road, hitting a tree. WKYT's Sean Moody is at our live desk with the latest information.
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. Witnesses said 6 firefighters had to go to the hospital after the fire truck crashed into a tree last night. We're told they were from Station 2 in Anderson County. We're told those firefighters were heading to help out another crew at a wreck. People who live along Puckett Road say the truck went off the road and into a ditch before hitting a tree. The man who owns the property where the truck crashed said the firefighter sitting on the passenger side of the truck had to be cut out of the vehicle. He said that firefighter appeared to have suffered the worst of the injuries. In all, he said 6 of them had to go to the hospital.
Broke the limb off behind it and caved the whole top of the fire truck in. And then they ended up having to come out and do to get the firemen out of the truck. Had to cut one of the firemen out of the fire truck. They had to cut a couple of limbs off of the fire truck. It was sitting about right here. It's ended up right past the mailbox here. And they ended up pulling the tree, what was left of the tree, they pulled it up with the wrecker.
Now, we're still working to get in touch with the fire department and with Kentucky State Police, who we're told are investigating the accident. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Well, it is our most clicked on story this morning on WKYT.com. A mountain lion was killed in Bourbon County. Fish and Wildlife workers killed the animal. They say it's the first mountain lion seen in Lexington in 200 years. We're told a woman was walking her dog when she spotted a large cat in a tree. A man who lives nearby says she was able to take a picture with her phone. Many of you are asking, why did Fish and Wildlife kill this mountain lion? We asked them that question, and they tell us that they felt the mountain lion was a threat to the public, so they had to shoot it.
That is an animal that is put on this earth to eat. And it being relatively close to a human city, focal center, human activity, darting it, the time constraints involved in waiting for it to get there, the decision was made to euthanize the animal, and it was the right decision.
They also say they did not have tranquilizers with them Monday night and worried if they waited too long, the mountain lion could have gotten away and hurt someone. The animal weighed in around 125 pounds. Fish and Wildlife says that they think someone may have had it as a pet.
New this morning, we are tracking a crime alert in Lexington. Police say a man was caught on camera stealing a package from outside of a Lexington home. And it's the second time someone has been arrested for that kind of crime in Lexington this month. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is live to explain how you can keep your packages safe, hopefully. Good morning, Whitney.
Good morning. Well, police say this man stole a FedEx box from the front porch of a Lexington home. When officers went to William Davis's home, they reportedly saw that package when he opened his front door. Police say Davis was also caught on video stealing the package. Now, with Christmas about a week away now, Grinches have been stealing deliveries from doorsteps all across the country. Some people have even started installing security cameras, like in this case, to catch the thieves. Of course, that isn't an option for everyone, so to make sure your presents actually make it under the tree this year, here are a couple of tips. Post office managers say the first line of defense is to talk to your letter carrier and let them know if there's a different place where your package should be left. You should also consider safe places where your gifts could be delivered. A lot of people just have them mailed to their place of work. You could also have packages mailed to a neighbor or relative who you know will be home during the day. UPS has a signature required option so your package doesn't end up in the wrong hands, and they also recommend buying insurance on your deliveries, which is usually pretty cheap. Now, as for Davis, he is charged with theft of mail matter, and he's going to be arraigned on that charge later this afternoon. Live in Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Whitney, thank you. An Eastern Kentucky teacher has been arrested for making meth. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office arrested Timothy Baldwin and Michael Peters. Police say the men had 2 shake and bake meth labs in a car at a park. They also found items used to make meth. Baldwin is a special education teacher at Central Elementary in Johnson County. Both men are charged with manufacturing meth and possession of drug paraphernalia.
The death toll from yesterday's massacre at military-run school in northwest Pakistan is now 142. The body of the school's principal was found overnight. Most of the victims are children. Many of the victims are expected to be buried today, and funerals have already begun there. A Lexington theater will not be showing a controversial movie. Carmike Cinema says it's canceling showings of The Interview after Sony hackers threatened theatergoers. The comedy depicts an assassination attempt against North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Carmike Theaters is the 4th largest cinema chain in the country. Sony executives told theater owners they were supportive of any theater's decision whether or not to cancel the showing.
We have a health alert this morning about an illness that's going around in Lexington. The Fayette County Health Department is tracking a shigellosis outbreak. 150 cases have been reported this year. Health experts say normally there are only 2 or 3 cases a year in Lexington. The health department is not sure what caused this spike in cases. Doctors say the bacteria is spread through person-to-person contact. They say that hand washing is the best way to prevent it from spreading. And Bergen Independent Schools will be closed the rest of the week because of illness there. The Bergen superintendent says student attendance has been dropping over the last week and had fallen to 80% yesterday. Custodians will be cleaning the schools today, but again, Bergen Independent Schools will be closed for the rest of the week. Time this morning coming up on 6:08, and it's time to check live drive traffic. And let's see what's happening out there bright and early on your Wednesday with a look at the interstate. That's I-75, I-64 at the northern split.
We've been dealing with a little bit of rain that we've seen in some of the traffic cams this morning, but not too many issues that we're hearing of.
We do know those normal construction spots, the blasting and work that's continuing over on New Circle on the west side of town, and in downtown Lexington, of course, that big crane being assembled at the Centerpoint site. So,
and I should mention that we have a interesting time-lapse photo of that crane construction on our WKYT Facebook page, so you may want to check that out. Pretty cool stuff. It is fun because they're having to assemble that crane as the week goes along. All right, WKYT this morning just getting started on your Wednesday. It's so good to have you along with us. How low will they go? Find out how people are spending the extra cash they're saving at the gas pump.
That's and also how some hotel workers are getting into the holiday spirit with a friendly competition.
Looking outside and seeing a few flurries out and about. That's not our snowmaker. We're going to be tracking the latest chance, and not just 1, but 2 chances of snow, maybe even 3 if you're stretching it off into the holiday days. I'll show you that forecast coming up in just a few minutes.